Hi there, Saber friends. It's Eric from the Eastern Watchman, Nova Scotia Charter of the Saber Legion, and I am bringing to you today my new treasure. This is the Vader's Vault Legionnaire that I have had custom colored and weathered. It's fantastic. I sent Vader's Vault exactly 2 pictures, and if they could have actually gone into my brain and pulled the image out of my head, I couldn't have had a better result than this. It's absolutely fantastic. So for folks maybe that are looking maybe even for their first saber, or they know Vader's Vault, I don't know. They're a fantastic company. Their attention to detail is amazing. They make amazing quality products, and this is, well, this is epic. I am so thrilled with this. So just want to kind of give you some information about this saber in case you're not really familiar with Vader's Vault and their products. Or maybe you are. This is a saber that shipped with the new Crystal Shard soundboard, so it's got some extra features which are fantastic. I like the idea of more color presets because I always like to change things up, and more sound functionality. Really some cool things going on with this saber. So as you can see, this is a saber that comes with a Suba. I like this because of dueling, but if you don't like that and you're more of a purist, you can just unscrew that and pop this and the rubber O-ring off that goes along with it, and then you can slide this Suba completely right off of your saber, and then if you want to, you know, you can throw those pieces back on, and well, I guess you wouldn't put the O-ring on, and you have something that looks more like a traditional lightsaber weapon. You know, like I said, if you're more of a purist, and you don't really care for the Suba, you can change that out. Vader's Vault, of course, is saying that they're going to put out some awesome different Subas. So for folks that like the Subas, you know, you're going to get the chance to get more Subas. So just reassemble that quickly. Just really amazing work, and I'm so thrilled. And Alan and Deanna and David and any of my other Vader's Vault friends that I haven't met yet, anyone that touched my saber, I'm just so pleased with the result of this. I got this saber now, so people asking me online, this is a custom. This is not stock Vader's Vault coloring. I asked for this, they gave it to me in spades, and also this is medium weathering according to them. So if you're wondering, medium weathering, and I love it. I love the fact that this weathering really pops those copper accents there, and you know, some weathering on the things like the switch, around the switch areas and things like that makes sense. That would have gotten more wear around the edge of the emitter. It makes sense. So love the detail there, and also I can duel with it, and you know, scuffs and scratches that happen will look, you know, exactly normal. So that's kind of cool. I also got this with an RGB switch, so the color that you see, the switch will try to mimic that color. It's not 100%, but it's really quite good and fairly close at most times. Probably best if I put a blade in there. I've got one. And just fire that in. I guess I'll give that a little tighten. Oh, there's the retention screw right there, just below the Suba. For those people who aren't familiar with the Legionnaire. course, public service announcement, the Legionnaire was created for specifically the Saber Legion after the Vader's Vault people went to a tournament of the Saber Legion and collected a lot of info and insights, and then said, hey, we're going to develop a Saber for you guys. So now everyone gets to benefit from that absolute wonderful event. So right now I think I've got this, I think I've got pitch black loaded on this right now, and I think this is going to come up a purple. So, oh, there we go. So as you can see, more on the wall color really. That's that purple. Oh, sorry about that. It's pretty loud, eh? This is a really loud saber, and purple there on the switch. But as you change, you get something more distinctively different. So you see that kind of hot pink magenta, and the switch is actually, you can't really tell very well on this camera, sort of a little bit by the glow of, actually the glow on my thumb. You see that magenta right there, mirroring the blade color. It's nice. Oh, that switch is actually coming up green, but this is white. So it's not perfect 100% of the time, but it is darn fine. I love it. So this is, you know, a real vibrant, rich red, which you can tell better on the glow on the wall. And there's the red. Oh, it even flashes on the clash too. So there's the red that is, as it's reflecting on my thumb here. As you can see, you get flash on clash switch. What could be finer? Again, for people that maybe aren't familiar with Vader's Vault, you can load 6 sound fonts. It comes preloaded with 3. I've already loaded another 3 just because I'm really excited. I haven't actually tweaked any of the colors yet. I'm just going to kind of hang out with them for a while as they've given them to me and see what I think. Again, other stuff with Vader's Vault. Actually, as you can see, there's a seam there. This hilt, there is a seam there in 2 halves, but it lines up perfectly. It's really fantastic. And as you can see, this real awesome, focus please, diamond pattern that mirrors the wrapping on the katana is really awesome, fun detail. So the pommel here is, focus please, is vented there, and that's where the sound is coming up from. And as you can hear, this is a loud saber, really awesome. You know, especially if you're out in the open air like we do sometimes and you like to hear your saber. So it's really fun that it's nice and loud. Now, again, for people not familiar or haven't seen Legionnaire before or whatever, there's the pommel and screws, and in here is a lovely internal chassis that holds everything in place. There you have the soundboard and the SD card, which can be popped out. Please always remove battery first before attempting to remove SD card. There's your speaker right there. Always being cautious when putting your speaker back in. All that is just in a lovely, snug fitting chassis. There is really almost no tolerance when they fit this together perfectly. You can't fit anything else in there so that nothing jiggles around, nothing comes out of place. Everything is all nice and neat and tidy. And as you can see, it's a really awesome, really durable, lovely chassis. And I want to actually give a particular shout out because I had a Vader's Vault saber before that sadly I had to part with. But one thing that I had happen with it, and then it was worked on and the problem fixed, was that it was switching off under contact. So I was, you know, doing a strike, and then the saber would switch off and the boot sound would play. We did some dueling tonight. You know, about, I don't know, I guess I did about 10 minutes worth of fairly heavy dueling, and didn't happen a single time. This thing stood up incredibly well to, you know, its inaugural abuse that I put it through, so that's amazing. I'm looking forward to lots more dueling with it. Something else, again, Vader's Vault, if you don't know, you have this main switch, that's the on-off. You also have an auxiliary switch, and that does your blaster block if you tap, or saber lock up. You can also use it in conjunction with the main switch to change the colors. I was doing it, I just wasn't explaining myself, so as I'm cycling through, I'm tapping the back switch and then the main power, and that's cycling through colors. And right now we're sort of in the red to orange family, so you might not see a lot of difference. There's a nice lovely yellow there. So this is, I don't know, this is a completely awesome weapon. Sorry, I forgot this one. You can actually bring your saber in mute mode. It'll still do your flashes, but it'll do everything silently. I'm just tapping my saber right now, and there it is. Yeah, so if you know, I don't know, kids have gone to bed, and you still want to play around with your saber, you can bring it in mute mode. And now, apparently, I haven't tested this yet, so I'm doing it right now live for you. When you turn it off now with this new soundboard, it just, I guess it just still does play a short power down sound. I thought you could do it with it muted. If I'm wrong and I'm doing something wrong, let me know. And yeah, anyhow, really thrilled with this saber. Again, it is glorious. I don't know if they're gonna set a name to this exact you know, color scheme and weathering, but a few people have said that they want to get their sabers in this now, and thank you so much. Actually, that's high, you know, I love that. I take that as a compliment myself for, you know, the kind of the idea that I had for this black and copper, and the weathering, and I love that other people are into it. So anyway, there is my brand new Vader's Vault Legionnaire. I decided to name it. A lot of people are naming their sabers. So this is the Umbra, the Shadow of the Eclipse. So I hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, big shout out again to Vader's Vault for a fantastic product. I love it so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May the Force be with you. Good night.